Good evening, and welcome to coverage of the 2024 presidential election. Tonight, President Joe Biden will be looking to get re-election against former Governor of South Carolina and Ambassador to the UN under the Trump administration, Nikki Haley. It is now 7 p.m., and we do have our first poll closing of the night in the states of Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, South Carolina, Vermont, and Virginia. And right now, we're going to make a few projections. Starting in Indiana, it's 11 electoral votes are going to Nikki Haley. In Kentucky, it's 8 electoral votes are going to Nikki Haley. In South Carolina, it's 9 electoral votes are going to Nikki Haley. And in Vermont, it's 3 electoral votes are going to Joe Biden. Right now in Georgia, it is too early to call with 11% of the vote in. Nikki Haley leads here. This is a very crucial state for both candidates tonight. In Virginia, it is too close. It's too early to call. With 13% of the vote in, its 13 electoral votes are also very crucial for both candidates tonight. After this, Nikki Haley is at 28 electoral votes, and Joe Biden is at 3 electoral votes. It is now 7:30 p.m., and we have poll closings in the states of North Carolina, Ohio, and West Virginia. And right now, we're able to make a projection in West Virginia, and its 4 electoral votes will be going to Nikki Haley. You're also now not able to make a projection in North Carolina, as it is too early to call right now with 9% in. Nikki Haley leads here. Nikki Haley also leads in Ohio right now with 10% in. That is also too early to call. Two very crucial states tonight. And right now, Nikki Haley is at 32 electoral votes, and Joe Biden is at 3 electoral votes. It is now 8 p.m., and we have poll closings in states of Alabama, Connecticut, Delaware, the District of Columbia, Florida, Illinois, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Mississippi, Missouri, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Tennessee. And right now in Alabama, it's 9 electoral votes are going to Nikki Haley. In Maine's 2nd District, its 1 electoral vote is going to Nikki Haley. In Missouri, its 10 electoral votes are going to Nikki Haley. In Mississippi, its 6 electoral votes are going to Nikki Haley. In Oklahoma, its 7 electoral votes are going to Nikki Haley. In Tennessee, its 11 electoral votes are going to Nikki Haley. In Connecticut, its 7 electoral votes are going to Joe Biden. In Delaware, its 3 electoral votes are going to Joe Biden. In the District of Columbia, 3 electoral votes are going to Joe Biden. In Illinois, its 19 electoral votes are going to Joe Biden. In Maine's at-large vote, its 2 electoral votes are going to Joe Biden. In Maine's 1st District, its 1 electoral vote is going to Joe Biden. In Maryland, its 10 electoral votes are going to Joe Biden. In Massachusetts, its 11 electoral votes are going to Joe Biden. In New Jersey, its 14 electoral votes are going to Joe Biden. And in Rhode Island, its 4 electoral votes are going to Joe Biden. We are also now able to make a projection out of Ohio with 32% of the vote, and we can project that Nikki Haley will win its 17 electoral votes. And we are also able to make a projection out of Virginia with 36% of the vote, and we can project Joe Biden will win Virginia and its 13 electoral votes. Right now in Georgia, it is too early to call with 22% of the vote in. Nikki Haley has a lead here. Right now, it is too early to call in New Hampshire as well. Biden leads here, and it should be very interesting to see what happens here. And right now in Pennsylvania, is also too early to call with 12% of the vote in, and Nikki Haley leads here. And right now, after this, Nikki Haley has a 3 electoral vote lead. She is at 93 electoral votes, while Joe Biden is at 90 electoral votes. It is now 8:30 p.m., and we do have polls closing in just the state of Arkansas. And in Arkansas, 6 electoral votes are going to Nikki Haley. Right now, after this, Nikki Haley is at 99 electoral votes, and Joe Biden is at 90 electoral votes. It is 9 p.m. on the East Coast, and we have poll closing in the states of Arizona, Colorado, Kansas, Louisiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Nebraska, New Mexico, New York, North Dakota, South Dakota, Texas, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. And right now in Kansas, it's 6 electoral votes we can project will be going to Nikki Haley. In Louisiana, 8 electoral votes are going to Nikki Haley. In Nebraska's at-large vote, its 2 electoral votes are going to Nikki Haley. In Nebraska's 1st District, its 1 electoral vote is going to Nikki Haley. In Nebraska's 3rd District, its 1 electoral vote is going to Nikki Haley. In North Dakota, its 3 electoral votes are going to Nikki Haley. In South Dakota, its 3 electoral votes are going to Nikki Haley. And in Wyoming, its 3 electoral votes are going to Nikki Haley. In Colorado, its 10 electoral votes are going to Joe Biden. In Minnesota, its 10 electoral votes are also going to Joe Biden. In New Mexico, its 5 electoral votes are going to Joe Biden. And in New York, its 28 electoral votes are going to Joe Biden. And right now, it is too early to call in Arizona with 14% of the vote in. Nikki Haley leads here. Nikki Haley also leads right now in Florida, as we have changed it to too close to call with 51% of the vote in. We are getting closer to making a call in Florida, a huge state for Nikki Haley to win tonight. And right now in Michigan, it is too close to call with 18%, or it's too early to call with 18% of the vote in. Nikki Haley leads right now in Michigan. She also leads, she is losing actually in Nebraska's 2nd district right now. It's one electoral vote is too early to call with 7% of the vote in. And Nikki Haley leads in Texas. It's 40 electoral votes are too early to call with 11% of the vote in. And in Wisconsin, it's also too early to call. Nikki Haley leads here with 8% of the vote in. And right now, Joe Biden has retaken the lead. He has 143 electoral votes, and Nikki Haley has 126 electoral votes. And right now, it is 10 o'clock, and we are poll closing in the states of Iowa, Montana, Nevada, and Utah. And right now in Montana, we can project these 4 electoral votes will be going to Nikki Haley. We are also able to make a projection out of Utah, and 6 electoral votes are going to Nikki Haley. We can make a projection in Iowa, and it's 6 electoral votes are going to Nikki Haley. She has a 14-point lead right now with 12% in. We did not expect this. We did not expect to call it at closing time, but we are now able to project that she will win Iowa and its 6 electoral votes. And right now in New Hampshire, we can project Joe Biden will win its 4 electoral votes with 48% of the vote in. And in Nevada, it's too early to call with 11% in. This is another very crucial state, and Joe Biden is leading there. And in North Carolina, we have changed it to too close to call. Nikki Haley leads here with 53% of the vote in. And then Pennsylvania is not too close to call. With 48% of the vote in, Nikki Haley also leads here. And right now, Joe Biden is still in the lead right now at 147 electoral votes, and Nikki Haley's back 5 electoral votes at 142. It is now 11 p.m., and we have poll closings in the states of California, Hawaii, Idaho, Oregon, and Washington. And right now in Idaho, it's 4 electoral votes we can project will be going to Nikki Haley. In California, it's 54 electoral votes will be going to Joe Biden. In Hawaii, it's 4 electoral votes will be going to Joe Biden. In Oregon, it's 8 electoral votes will be going to Joe Biden. And in Washington, it's 12 electoral votes will be going to Joe Biden. In Florida, we can now project that with 77% of the vote in, Nikki Haley will be the winner in Florida, a huge win for her. Nikki Haley will also win Nebraska's 2nd district. We can project that as she leads there by about 4 points with 71% of the vote in. And we will now be able to project that Nikki Haley will win Texas, and it's 40 electoral votes. There is 63% of the vote in Texas. And right now we can make a projection and say that Joe Biden is right now leading still over Nikki Haley because of California. But it should be very interesting to see what happens with the states yet to be called. And we are now able to make a projection in North Carolina. Its 16 electoral votes are going to be going to Nikki Haley. This is a huge projection with 82% of the vote, and we can project that. We can also project in Arizona, it's 11 electoral votes, is now too close to call with 68% of the vote in. Nikki Haley leads there. And in Georgia, it is too close to call with 53% of the vote in. Nikki Haley has a lead there. And in Michigan, with 71% of the vote in, that is too close to call. This is a state that Joe Biden is leading in right now, and it should be very interesting to see what happens there. And in Nevada, its 6 electoral votes are also too close to call, with 59% of the vote in. Joe Biden's lead is shrinking and shrinking fast, and it should be very interesting to see what happens in Nevada as well. And in Pennsylvania, Nikki Haley's lead is shrinking right now. There is 74% of the vote in, and most of the vote left is coming from Democratic counties, so it should be very interesting to see what happens. And in Wisconsin, its 10 electoral votes are not too close to call with 62% of the vote in. Nikki Haley has a pretty decently sized lead there, and we will be able to project this soon. And right now, after this, Joe Biden is at 225 electoral votes, and Nikki Haley has retaken the lead, and she is at 233 electoral votes. It is now 1 a.m. and we do have poll closings in Alaska. And right now in Alaska, it's 3 electoral votes we can project will be going to Nikki Haley. And in Nevada, we can project its 6 electoral votes will be going to Joe Biden. Joe Biden has widened his lead in Nevada by a lot since we last checked in, and he is winning there by 10 points now. Last time we checked in, he was winning by about 1 point. So this was a very, very big lead gain as he got a dump of votes and won Nevada. We are also going to project that in Wisconsin, Nikki Haley will be able to take home its 10 electoral votes with 86% of the vote in. Now, Joe Biden is at 231 electoral votes, and Nikki Haley remains ahead of Joe Biden at 246 electoral. now, it would make a huge projection out of the state of Arizona, and its 11 electoral votes we can project will be going to Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley leads there by 1.5% of the vote, with 97% of the vote in. It has been a long night for both of these candidates, and this is a huge win for Nikki Haley. We can also project that Joe Biden will take home the state of Michigan. We have almost all the votes in Michigan, and we can project its 15 electoral votes will be going to Joe Biden. Joe Biden leads there by 0.5%, a very close margin. And right now in Georgia, it is still too close to call with 88% of the vote. And Nikki Haley leads there by 0.6%. And Nikki Haley also leads in Pennsylvania by 0.8%. That is too close to call with 92% of the vote. In two very crucial states that both candidates need tonight. And right now, after this, Joe Biden is at 246 electoral votes, and Nikki Haley is at 257 electoral votes. And we are now able to make a huge projection. We can project that Nikki Haley will be elected president of the United States. This is because we can project she will win Georgia. There is all the votes in Georgia, and she has taken her lead, and she has widened her lead. She has 1.1% lead with 99% of the vote in, and this is a very big win for Nikki Haley. Also in Pennsylvania, that should say 19 electoral votes, not 16 electoral votes, and we do apologize for that. But with 98% of the vote in, we can project that Pennsylvania will be going to Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley wins this by 0.6%. And right now, after all the votes are counted, we can project that Nikki Haley will have 292 electoral votes, and Joe Biden will have 246 electoral votes. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, share this video, share this channel, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video.